Hey Craftborg, it's Julie. I feel like I need to reintroduce myself. It's been a long time. I'm also known as 1113 around here. Yeah, so I was on hiatus there for a while, totally unintended. Yeah, so I'm sorry for that. Uh, Life really got in the way of things, and knitting in particular, knitting on a deadline got in the way. Sorry, I kind of freaked out there looking and not quite being able to tell if I was actually recording or not. So, yeah, so knitting. Oh, I had no intentions of doing any holiday gift knitting this year, and then all of a sudden, people started asking me, hey, could I pay you to make such and such for me? And which is cool, until like multiple people ask you to do that and you've said yes because you kind of need the money, and oh dear. So yeah, like six completed scarves, 35 felted fortune cookies, a couple of hats. Those were the main things, I think. And then I started another scarf multiple times in multiple patterns, and yeah, so that's still going because it took a while to find the right one. So yeah, my actual deadline knitting was done in advance of Christmas, and got to everybody that it needed to be delivered to. But then there are some things that I really wanted to give as Christmas gifts but weren't like urgent, that I wasn't able to get to because of the actual for hire things. So now I still have a list. I do have 2 for hire things to knit. One has been started, the other one I need to start very soon. Yeah. So, other than that, the holidays were good. Had a nice time, traveled, saw both my family and my husband's family, and that was all nice. And I did very little knitting while I was gone because I'd done practically nothing but knit for the week leading up to it. So it was just kind of nice to get away and not have to do anything. So, but here's what I'm working on. Here's one of the for hire projects. One friend of mine had hired me to make 5 scarves for her, that she was going to give as gifts. So I did that, and then her daughters saw them. She has 3 little girls, and the middle one, who's probably about 8, I think, decided she needed a scarf, but she wanted one that was colorful, specifically striped. So I found out what colors she wanted, and so this is what we have so far. Still have some ends unattached over here that need to be, will eventually be woven in, but yeah, so pink, yellow, this is lavender. I don't know that it'll show up as lavender for you, green and blue. So yeah, the yarn is interesting. I just wanted something nice but cheap and easy to take care of. This is actually a Lion brand yarn called Cupcake, which I think is fairly new. I could be wrong. And you can see it's sort of this crinkly sort of deal, so it does unravel quite a bit where it's cut, so it's not something that I'm going to be able to put fringe on, so hopefully she won't be too bothered by that. And this is just 1x1 ribbing, knit 1, purl 1, so that it lays flat. Since the yarn is crinkly, I didn't want to do any sort of pattern in it. And then what else do I have to show you? Not a whole lot. Let's see. Here's the other. This is the scarf that was started and finished, and I can actually show you. This is the second time I've done this now. Rose is probably going to laugh because she hasn't seen it or heard that I'm doing this. So I thought I had settled on one particular pattern, and I worked, probably like 18 inches of it, and I love it, but it's just really slow, and I don't love it in this yarn. The yarn is Ultra Alpaca, which I love, but alpaca just isn't as it's not as sturdy feeling as wool can be. It's not as springy as some wool can be. So it tends to be a little bit more limp, which depending on what you're making could be just what you need. So here is what I had. Hello, there it is. This is, don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, the Manitou Passage scarf. And yeah, I love it. It's actually reversible. Same thing, both sides, because it's 1x1 rib with these crazy cables. And it's actually designed by a local Nashville knitter, Jen Showalter. So yeah, just didn't quite, the yarn just wasn't right for it. So I had a little bit of the ball left. So just because I was curious and I wanted something that was going to go faster, maybe give me a little bit, I don't know, not so crazy feeling. So I pulled the tail out of what was remaining of the ball of yarn and started another scarf out of that same ball that I was knitting from, and was very happy with it. It's Ann Hansen's latest scarf pattern, La Novia. It's a Van Dyke lace pattern, I believe. And yeah, ultra alpaca, so it'll just lay really nice. But now that I worked through that last little bit of the end of the ball, now I'm knitting directly from what I had knit. So I know some knitters would just be appalled by that, and I'm sure Rose will snort quite heartily when she sees it, because I think I did the same thing with Rusted Root when I knit that sweater. So anyway, one other non-knitty thing that I do have coming up, my daughter now has a duvet on her bed instead of a comforter. Well, actually, she has both at the moment, but we're going to switch to just the duvet instead of the comforter. But I couldn't find a twin-size duvet cover that wasn't just a solid color, that A, was priced affordably, and B, that she even really liked. So I figured if I found something that was a twin-size duvet that she loved, I was willing to pay however much I needed to. But, yeah, didn't really find that. So she didn't love any of it, and I figured if I was going to pay a fortune, it better be something that she darn well loved. So we looked online, and there's I don't know how new she is, but there's a very popular fabric designer named Anna Maria Horner, who's actually local here in Nashville, and she just has some really fabulous things. And so Natalie has apparently quite excellent taste, and I'm trying to find, here we go, here's a part that it's a really big print. This is from her drawing room line, which is like a home decor. It's not quilt weight, it's home decor weight. There's a huge pattern, but there's birds. I don't know if you can see this. There's big flowers. There's, can't find them. There's butterflies. There's little hummingbirds. So we're using the aqua and then the same print in the cream. So I'm excited to see how it's going to come out. But anyway, that's really all I have. I just wanted to say hey, and sorry that I've been gone so long. So thanks for hanging in there. See you next time.